My name is Andrew Davis.
My name is Greta Feeney.
My name's Andrea Navarro.
My name is Hannah Sutton.
My name is Natalia Vargas.
And my name is Melissa Wimberly.
Katie and Ashlyn deal with uncomfortable situations. Katie is a 15-year-old transgender male who has been homeschooled his whole life. He has always wanted to attend public school, but his mom finally agreed to let him go this year. Katie identifies as a male and has expressed his gender by getting his hair cut short and styling himself as a male. He's never seen it as an issue, just the way he is. However, as soon as he got into school, he experienced harassment. Katie was going to the lockers to put away his backpack, and a group of guys came up and asked, "Why do you have a girl's name?" Ashlyn, the girl beside him, heard this bullying, but thought it was stupid and walked off, leaving Katie alone. This put him in a stressful situation, and he just got up and left. This microaggression then caused Katie to feel offended for the rest of the day. The boys may have meant to ask a genuine question or purposely to harass Katie, but regardless, in most cases, targets of such comments suffer psychological distress.
As for Ashlyn, she had a chance to stand up for the one being bullied. However, most bystanders in these stressful situations often do not speak up because they are afraid of causing more harm or are not sure what to say. Ashlyn takes a stand. When Ashlyn got home, she immediately talked to her mom. Ashlyn's mom explained that the encounter could have been more malicious of an intent than she initially thought. Even if she had thought it was an innocent question, Katie could have been distraught by it. Ashlyn then started feeling increasingly uncomfortable and frustrated with herself because she walked away and did not help Katie. At that moment, Ashlyn was overcome with stress and did not know how to respond. However, during a group project, she had read an article about what bystanders can do to help when these microaggressions occur. She remembered that she needed to plan what she wanted to say to the boys, since it is crucial to think ahead about ways to intervene.
The next day, while putting her stuff in the locker, Ashlyn noticed that the boys were approaching Katie again. She felt the anger and stress come back up, but she decided to do something this time. She then remembered that during class, she had read another article. This one was about how to cope and deal with stress situations. The article discussed how people who reappraise their stress could decrease attentional bias for emotionally negative information. She heard the boys exclaim, "Katie, seriously, isn't it weird that you have a girl's name? Why would your parents name you that?" Katie looked at Ashlyn. He was visibly upset and his eyes started to tear up. This was when Ashlyn decided to use the plan she had made the previous night. Asking Katie about her name and gender could make her uncomfortable, and it is not okay, she announced. Ashlyn then recalls the first article that mentioned how calling out attention to the subtle microaggressions behind the perpetrator's comment.
In this case, the perpetrators were the guys who were bothering Katie. The guys turned to Ashlyn with irritated looks on their faces. They mumbled to themselves and finally said, "Curious, because it's not normal for a guy. It was a joke. Did it seriously make him uncomfortable?" Ashlyn saw the annoyed look the guys had on their faces, and she wanted to jump in again. However, Ashlyn remembered from her reading that speaking on behalf of others can be seen as a aggression itself. She decided to give Katie the platform to speak. "Did their question make you feel uncomfortable, Katie?" Ashlyn said. She responded with, "Yes, my gender is not a topic I like to discuss with others, nor is my name. So I did feel frustrated when the question was brought up." As Katie walked away, she smiled at Ashlyn as a thank you for helping him out. "Whatever, this conversation is so stupid," said one of the boys. There was nothing Ashlyn could do at this point. The guys did not want to listen, and she did not want to make Katie more uncomfortable.
She decided to walk away and invite Katie to have lunch with her. The situation was far from over. As Ashlyn knew, she still had to seek help and report the boys to the school counselors. She also remembered reading, when microaggressions occur repeatedly and other strategies are not effective, then bystanders may need to solicit help. The counselors handled the issues with the boys, and Katie never had to deal with them again. Ashlyn was happy that she was able to help at last. She treated the situation like a challenge instead of a threat, which meant she adapted to the stressful situation in a positive way. She knew from the article that having a challenge response is usually associated with positive outcomes. Moreover, she was glad that by having that response, she saved herself and Katie from fewer anxiety symptoms, and the challenge response was reduced.
These types of uncomfortable situations happen all the time in our society and can be experienced by anyone. It can be tough to deal with the overwhelming emotions that Katie felt when being questioned by the boys. This is where it is beneficial for a bystander to reach out and assist the victim, like Ashlyn did after she talked to her mom, and remembered learning about the best ways for a third party to handle something like this. It is unknown whether the boys wanted to make Katie feel uncomfortable by harassing him with questions or whether they were just genuinely confused. However, the questions did not sit right with Katie, and he reserves the right to not talk about his personal decisions. Ashlyn did an excellent job of her boundaries and allowed Katie to explain to the boys that they were making him uncomfortable. As a bystander, it is not your job to completely solve the issue. Only assist where you can. After she did all she could, Ashlyn turned the issue over to the school counselors who are trained to correct the problem and inform the boys of their wrongdoings. And then these are our references that we used for our document.